Chapter 841, To the East Blue. Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the Podcast. I am the best guy ever, captain of the best pirates who shall remain nameless. And of course is also Hypocrite, my best friend on this boat. Welcome. Good to see you. So, let's get right into it. Chapter 841, To the East Blue. More like the least blue. More like the shit blue. More like the place no one likes.
More like the green. More like the pink, anything other than blue.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I would just want to say, I have extremely strong feelings about this chapter, and it's sort of complex. I do. I can confirm that I do.
Let's start at the beginning first.
Of course, yes.
We got the guy carrying off meals to Sanji for 6 months, so it's
been locked away 6 months.
So yeah, he's been treated well. He's not getting scraps. He's still getting his princely food.
Well as you can be with your fucking head locked in a thing. And by the way, so if they just undo the, thing so he can eat, what the fuck is the point of even wearing the helmet? He just takes it off to eat.
Most of the time he can't eat. I mean, I think it's to show that, Judge is he still loves him, kind of. He's like, I can't starve the boy.
And that is confirmed a little later. He can't kill him, but okay, all right, fair enough.
And
Put that point aside.
I think the fact that he's feeding him well will tie into something later, but I'll let you get to that.
So hang on. So are you saying that you think that not every question has been answered in this chapter? There are some things that we may discover later, because I think that that's real important if that's true. And I sure hope so.
I don't know. We'll talk about the thing. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we will. I know what you're laying down, my friend. Okay, so Sanji, not having the best day. Being,
the best 6 months.
The best 6 months day, yes. So he's just locked away. Okay, and this is where things get weird. So while he's locked away, we see God, it feels like such a throwaway thing. That he hears outside the other kids all training with Vinsmoke Judge, their dad, and the dad is like, oh wow, the kids are my little mutants are doing so great, they're so strong, they're living up to my demands.
He's really happy.
He says, and frankly I want to confirm this with the Japanese version, because this is an issue for me. He says he grabs them all, big bear hugs with his kids. I love you all more than anything. And he looks so happy. He looks so genuine. All the kids having such a great time. What is that? You think that's genuine?
I think that's a glimpse to what Judge is actually like. It's deep down. When he gets what he wants, he's happy. I think there must be some sort of reason. Other than just being an evil overlord that he wants all this power.
Because up to this point, he has been not like this at all. Not even a glimmer of any of the humanity that just gushes forth in what seems like a really cheap way to make Sanji feel sad in this particular scene. I don't care for it. But, okay, if it's as you said, I would have just liked to see a little bit more of it hinted at before, because to me it feels like a big left turn, that he's just doing this out of nowhere.
It does seem a bit weird, but I don't think it's unfounded. I think the fact that,
there is no foundation, it is unfounded, but, okay.
No, but what I mean is, Judge is not, evil. He's shown humanity in certain areas. He's given Sanji this food, even though he's locked him up due to pride and told everyone he's dead. He could have killed him, but he didn't kill him. Judge is not an evil guy. He's just, very, very prideful.
I don't know, dude. He's fucking abused his kid. He killed that clone man.
Alright, he's evil, whatever. But, what I mean is smiling. Smiling, he's finally got what he wants. He's got his pride, his children is going to be really strong, and he's going to take over the world or whatever he wants. It's all going well for him.
He just doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who actually would say he loves his kids to them, or even feel that way. I mean, I feel like he's lying. My first instinct is that he's just saying this either as I love you like I love my favorite gun. It's real good at killing guys that I don't like. It feels weird. Feels weird.
It does feel weird, but I don't think it feels wrong.
Okay, well, you've made your point, and that's a fair point. And I hope that as we go on, it'll just be, I would have liked a little bit more of that, but, not a big deal in the long run if it continues with this representation
Alright,
of the character.
After that bit, we're getting the first hints of Sanji cooking. So he's learning from the chefs in the kitchen. He's not very good. He's cutting himself, making some shit. And he's going to go give it to his mother, who is in the medical ward for we don't know what, but it obviously kills her at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And
she dies soon afterward.
Yeah, so it's implied that... well, actually, it's not implied, but what I take away from the whole his mother's dying and he wants to cook for a thing is that, Sanji just loves his mum and he wants to help her, and one of the only ways that he knows is the food that she has to have because she can only eat certain things. And,
Yeah.
I think if this is an origin for his, desire to cook, it makes enough sense. I mean, it could have, gone either way. He could have, decided to become a doctor or something, and it just so happens it was cooking. So it's not, a huge important thing, aside from the fact that it was his mother that he was doing it for. So, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's pretty good.
I see what you're saying, and so to this end, I did a whole bunch of research and compiled a bunch of things I wanted to say on the subject, because this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. There's no more information hidden down the road. This is where it all comes from. This chapter. This is the one. So, okay. So as you said, yeah, so I've got so many issues with how this is played out. But then some caveats that make it not necessarily as bad as it seemed like. Okay, but whatever. So the point is, all right. So the origin of when his desire to cook was just right. His mom was in the hospital, and all we're shown is that one day he's just suddenly in the kitchen, is cooking, and he makes her food. And he goes through this shit. He's a tough kid. He brings it to her through this horrible storm, fights a gay dog, tough little guy. And so he brings it to his mom. And his mom, by the way, is super hot, and I love her, and she's great. But things spiral out of control quickly for me from this point. Okay, so I've got a 4-bullet point plan as to why I have issues with what happened here. So the first one, his food, you can clearly see, looks like garbage. His food killed his mom. His food killed his mom.
Did it?
Is what we're led to believe. All right, there are so many things going on in this chapter that make me think that his food fucking killed his mom. And the first one is let me go through. So the first one is, it's specifically stated by the nurse lady that your mother has a delicate stomach. She can't eat much. She can't eat crazy food right now. She needs to just eat simple stuff or she won't be able to keep it down and it'll hurt her because she's very delicate. So first of all, she shouldn't be eating this in the first place. But second, and more importantly, is that when we see her eating the food, so she eats it, it looks gross, she's like, yay, it tastes great. Obviously a lie.
Yeah.
Obviously a huge lie, but she's God bless her heart for putting on this face, I guess. I don't really get why people do this, but so immediately we see her eat the whole. So she eats the whole fucking bento, the whole food. One panel, empty tray. Next panel, her grave. From one panel, full food, ate all the food. Next panel, she's dead.
All right.
Connect the dots. She fucking died. He killed his own mom with food.
All right. What I assume that's implying is not that it definitely killed her, that thing. I think what it was is that Sanji thinks that his bad cooking was it wasn't helping. It didn't help, and he could have, he may have contributed to her death, and that's sort of has been hanging over him a bit.
And why did she fucking
the
eat it? Just don't eat the food, you stupid bitch! And now I hate her. I don't like this woman.
We don't know what illness she had. It could have been terminal.
Fucking diarrhea. Extreme diarrhea.
Maybe she
Whatever.
would have rather made her son happy than lived a couple more months. I don't know.
But we don't know. All we can do is speculate, and that's why I hate this shit.
Well, all right. The thing about her eating it and it looking like crap.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all...
And we know it got fucking mud in there. There was bad shit in that food. It was disgusting. No one should have eaten that. And she did it like a bitch, like an idiot. God, I hate her so much. She's so stupid. I hate when people do this kind of shit. Just fucking kill yourself, because that's what you did. If you wanted to make your son happy, maybe living an extra week or two might have been the thing to do, instead of fucking dying like a bitch.
I don't know.
I'm so mad at her.
I think it was really sweet what she did. And since we don't know what illness she has, we can't necessarily decide that she had a bad idea by doing that.
I admit, this is my worst point. This did not necessarily kill her. This could just be implying she ate it shortly after she died. No connection. That's entirely possible.
She ate it shortly after she died?
You know what I mean. Soon afterwards, she died.
All right, get it.
But that is only tier 1 on my pyramid of complaints. So tier 2. So, all right. I hated how... All right. So these days in One Piece, every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry gets a little plaque saying, this is this person. This is their name. This is their, like, role in the story. Why the fuck does Mom G not get a little, Mom G Vinsmoke, Queen of Garma Kingdom, has like eruptive diarrhea syndrome? Like, why didn't she get something like that? Fucking Blackbeard has gotten like 5. Like, every character gets so many. She's like the focal point of this flashback, and she gets the fucking shaft. And this is my complaint with her in general. This character, to me, was so underutilized. Was so fucking, like, she was in, like, 2 pages, and then was dead. When she's, like, turns out she is the root of Sanji's cooking thing. She's the nexus of where it all began. And it's like, it's so downplayed. She has such, like, a small role. Even Sanji doesn't seem like that upset about this shit. It just happens. He moves on, which... And with all these complaints, you could come back and say, well, Oda was going for subtlety with this character, He was just trying to downplay it and make it a little more human. Sometimes you don't bawl your eyes out when characters cry. But no, this is One Piece. There's a certain tone to the series. And when it doesn't adhere to that, I'm less inclined to think that it's being subtle as opposed to it just wasn't really put into the story the way we could imagine it was.
Well, so, I guess I agree with that point. She was sort of... Mm-hmm. I don't know whether that's necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, what else could she have been important?
Okay, I've got an action plan. I'll tell you exactly what it could have been, but that's in tier 4, which ties into her character. So we'll get back to that momentarily. Oh, but still on tier 2, by the way, she let Sanji get bullied. She is complicit in Sanji getting fucked up. She is the queen...
Wait, here's the thing. Here's part of
Don't say she's sick and locked up in bed. Don't say that.
No. I think this whole mother thing was, took place before the experiments started. Like, I don't know whether the experiments... it could be. Now, this is completely, out of nowhere. I don't really have evidence for this, but I feel like the mother dying caused, the experiments to start happening with the children. Like, Judge had, a bit of a, I'm sad or something, and that's why that happened. And maybe that's why the kids bully Sanji, because they think he killed her with this terrible food. And fuck you for eating, fuck you for cooking stuff. You killed our mom, you piece of shit. We'll beat you up all the time.
If that turns out to be it, that would be great. I hope that's true. I pray that's true. But to me... I mean, think about it from the other side. Judge, engineered these kids from, we have to assume, conception. And
yes,
so, would he really have only started their training, once they were, the mom died?
That doesn't change the fact that the bullying may have happened after the mother's death because they thought he killed her with the food. So, that's what I'm assuming might have happened.
Okay, but these are assumptions. Sense. We can't confirm this with the information we have just yet. Though, hang on 1 sec. I want to go to the beginning of the chapter and see if Sanji appeared to be beat up when he went to see his mom. He does not. He does not. Well, I know. I was accounting for that. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Okay. Can't confirm that one yet. So we'll put that on the shelf for now. And I pray that your idea is true. Okay. So moving on. Tier 3, and this is a big one. All Blue. The origin of his blue passion, his burning passion more than anything in the world, is explained in this chapter. And what was it? He opened a book, and it was just in a book. It was just in a book. It was just in a fucking book. That's what? What is that? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that was kind of the laziest sort of introduction to that. I would.
And by the way,
it would have been somebody that would have told him about it, not a book that they just had.
I wonder what character would have been perfectly placed to place both the seed of cooking and the all blue passion in Sanji. What character showed up this chapter that could have done that? I don't know. We'll come back to that. But by the way, I reread chapter 57, which is where the flashback to Sanji as a kid happens, which is extremely relevant to this whole thing. And, like, God, when he's on the ship Orbit, I'm fucking pro, I looked up the name of the ship, it's the Orbit. When he's on that ship and they get raided by, the chef pirates or the cook pirates with Red Leg Zeph, and Sanji gets beat the fuck up, he gets kicked over to the side, and Sanji's like, no, I won't let you win. I'm not going to let you sink the ship. I'm going to find all blue. And you should really look at this page. I want you to see this. Let me link you the page. I've got it open right here. I want you to look, everybody, on fucking the rage and the passion in Sanji's eyes as he bites the leg. Oh my God, foreshadowing. He's biting the leg of Red Leg Zeph, saying, I'm gonna find all blue one day. I can't die here. I cannot die here because I must find all blue. That is my reason for living. I'm gonna be a cook and I'm gonna find all blue. And where does this come from? What is his great origin story for this passion? I read it in a book one time. I read it in a fucking book one time.
All right, I can't really defend that. That is pretty terrible. But
it's indefensible.
It could come back as more flashback. That's all
I
I've
hope
got.
So.
That's all I got for that.
That's all we can do. Okay, and now it's the sum of all its parts is greater. Yeah, that's right. We're on tier 4, the top of the pyramid, top of the ziggurat, baby, where Aztec sacrifices let blood that run into the river and make everything great. So I am completely unsatisfied with the origin of this I want to be a cook meme. So, like, there's a bunch of issues with this. Okay, so he decides to cook for his mom. Where did he get the idea to cook for his mom?
All right.
Unexplained. She ate his food.
I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well, actually, let me do all mine, and then you can...
Okay.
Okay, so where did the idea to cook for his mom come from? I want to know, and it's not answered. She ate his food and then died. Was that due to his food? If so, why the fuck would he want to be a cook after that? Did he want to make up for it? I don't know. Unexplained. And this is the big one. This is where it all comes together for why this chapter is such a fucking disappointment to me. It is such a huge waste of this character, of Mom G. Vinsmoke, to not have her be the answer to these questions. Like, she should have been the one who you know what? Sanji could have discovered cooking on his own, but the mom should have commented and said, Sanji, I love your cooking, and not just eat it one time. Say, you should keep doing this. This is a worthwhile passion for you to explore. Yes, you're weaker than your siblings, but this is a unique thing that only you can do that they don't have the skills for. She should have fostered that growth inside of him. And then while they were researching it together, doing a mother-son bonding, they could have read that storybook together, seen All Blue. Maybe when she was a kid, she had heard stories about it, and it was a dream of hers that was passed on to Sanji. You know, it could have been something along those lines. And God, and she should have been the one encouraging everything. She should have been the one at the nexus of all of this, but she wasn't. She was just kind of, I don't know. She was just like a bump in the road on the path to being a chef. So do you want to respond to any of those? You want me to go back over them so you can respond?
Well,
so where did the idea to cook for the mom come from? You're going to say
the first one.
Yeah,
the idea to cook. I think, like what I was saying earlier, he knew that his mother was sick, and they specifically said something that she can't take specific foods, like she can't.
Right.
They need to be very selective about what she eats. So he knows as a kid that his mum needs to eat specific food. Food is important to healing her. And as a dumb kid who doesn't know anything, he thinks, I'm gonna help, and he goes to the cooks, and he as a little lordling, you know. He just asks people to do things for him, and they just comply because he's royalty.
I agree. It is a meaningful action. It is a good thing to do.
You know, he's allowed into the kitchen. He's allowed to make something, and he just brings it to her because he really loves her. But he means well. He just doesn't know what he's doing. And the fact that she dies, potentially because of his food, or like his food contributes to her condition. It
didn't help. At the least, he wasn't able to help.
It didn't help.
Yeah.
The fact that she died afterwards, and perhaps because he was bullied because of that, if he was...
Maybe, yeah.
Like, he would be thinking, my food was so bad that it killed Mum, and if I don't want that to ever happen again. I want to get better at it. It's a very simple reason to want to start trying to cook. But once something like a death of your mother is linked to it, I think it would be a bit more important than most other people. Like, it's not just a skill that he wants to get better at. It's something linked to the death of a loved one, and he feels like it was his fault. So getting better at it is like, I don't know. Maybe it's something like that.
The biggest thing for me
to make up for the fact that he killed his mum.
That's a reasonable motivation. The only big thing for me is that we really don't know if that's the case right now, and we would need more information to.
This chapter had a lot of chances to like make it complete and like exact, like then we'd actually know, but it stays vague, and I feel like there still will be some sort of other flashback, but it's kind of a lot of flashbacks right now. There's like 5 or 6. About all this.
It is very much Oda's style to drop hints about a mystery, and then like in Skypiea, like it all gets resolved like at the end, like everything comes together and it all sort of clicks all at once. It's like a beautiful soccer play when the whole team converges. From chaos comes order, and then you get the goal, and it's beautiful, like Mr. B-Tongue would say. And I mean, hey, if that happens, I'll be happier than anyone. It's just right now, I'm not satisfied, not at all. Things seem wrong. Okay, but on the other hand, I do want to also defend, to be a complete hypocrite. There is also an upside to the way that Oda went around. Oh shit, yeah, true. The upside of this particular approach to things is that it does do one thing that is also extremely important, and it's by giving Sanji, in my mind, such an absolute garbage reason to be into both, like, cooking and, I guess, All Blue, which actually he really should have been into based on Chapter 57, but by giving him such, like, a garbage attachment to cooking, back when he was a little kid, it gives him, it leaves the door open for his relationship with Zeph to still play like the main role that made him so passionate about cooking. It doesn't do it. It does not cast a shadow over that at all. It leaves it totally open so that really Zeph is the one who made him like the chef that he came to be and like the tough badass that he was later in life. So I am really glad that that is still the case, that wasn't like covered over. Because I was afraid before, if the mom was like, I'm the best, cooking is everything, you need to be a cook, then like Zeph's role wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't even be anything.
That's why I was sort of, the idea of him just like deciding based on him being a prince and being able to do stuff, is like, it's a simple reason, and then the death, and then Zeph made it real cool. Yeah, and of course, I mean, Zeph still has his own arc. All Blue is still a bit stupid. I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of, like, if in another flashback how All Blue could suddenly become important, but he read it in a book in the prison.
Okay, I got one.
After that he left, so there's no way anyone else could have told him about it before he...
I got one for you. And it's just, if the book turns out to have been a gift from his mother, and she had encouraged his cooking along the way, and from beyond the grave, he like, I don't know, he gets to the last page, and there's an inscription like, Sanji,
get All
I
Blue.
loved All Blue, go do it, go be a blue boy. And then he's like, oh, All Blue, I love All Blue, that's my favorite guy. Then, I mean, it'd be a bit better.
You know what would be interesting? If his father was the one who wanted to find All Blue. Like, he just remembers that was the thing. It would be a pretty weird twist.
That'd be the sort of thing that, something like that would be great writing, and Oda has done great writing before, and I'd love to see something like that, a big twisty twist like that. Here's hoping, man. Here's hoping that, things are so fucking basic right now, and, like, so shitty, and so... so, like, I guess his passion for All Blue came from his passion for being a cook, but, like, I don't even get why he's that passionate about it right now. I don't know, the thing with the mom and the food, you gotta make up for... Whatever. I'm not satisfied, not at all satisfied with this backstory, if this is it. And if we get to the end of the arc, and, like, this is it, oh, man, I'm gonna be bumming. And, I'll be dissatisfied with Sanji's backstory forever. I would have preferred nothing. Probably to disappointment, maybe. I mean,
But anyway, that was not the whole chapter. There's more to it.
There's a bit more. It's true.
Stuff. His sister Reiju.
Because Rei means zero. Because Rei from Evangelion is like Unit 0. She's the zero girl. Yeah.
So Reiju is still on Sanji's side. She doesn't like the others bullying him.
She's confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh, in the flashback, she fucking yeah. Oh, were you going to talk about it in the flashback or in the present day? Because we didn't get to the end of the flashback in this chapter when Reiju set Sanji free and they go to the East. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about any of the actual things.
We're still going through it.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Yeah, she's giving him, patching him up after being bullied and whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then she says, we're going to climb the red line, which was like something...
So dope.
So
cool. Yeah. The ships, the fucking snails crawl up the side of the fucking mountain, and Sanji, in his room, it just rotates 90 degrees all of a sudden, and he's just thrown against the wall like...
I'm just wondering how, like every single room in all those castles must have been designed, or maybe not designed, for going up the red line so that they could... I don't know. Go over to anywhere in the whole world. It's just really, really amazing design.
It's the coolest. It was so awesome. That was the best part of the chapter, in my opinion.
And they're going over towards East Blue to fucking start a war or help a war or whatever, and they're fighting guys, and it's all cool. But in the chaos, Sanji decides I could run away. Mm-hmm. And Reiju is like... she understands that he probably wants to be away, but she doesn't want to see him go also, but she lets him go. And then...
She really proved herself. She was a bitch before, a little bit, but she has proved herself beyond the shadow of a doubt a good guy.
I think
even though she kind of works for Nazis, she's a pretty good guy.
Yeah. I think the main thing of this whole arc, it started by setting up the Sanji's families all being completely evil and nasty guys, but I feel like not just Reiju, but maybe the others will have some humanity, by the end of it, shown. That they're not completely evil, they're just people who are in a situation.
Well, hold. Reiju did comment at one point, I am not like those guys. They don't feel empathy, they don't feel any of that shit. I do. So she's got the full package. The other guys are fucked up.
I don't know whether the others, literally can't feel it.
Right, it might have been a play on words. We're not sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it's then Sanji's getting the key to run away, and his father confronts him, and in an interesting, it's not really a twist, but it's an interesting way it went.
It was, yeah.
Is that he just lets him go because the reason he locked him away and told everyone he was dead was because he was a disgrace, and he didn't want to kill him.
Yeah.
So there's the only thing he could do. But if he wants to run away, that's great. Just fuck off. Never come back.
Let's not brush over that, because the fact that he did not kill Sanji, he was explicitly like, I couldn't do it. Like, I could do all these horrible things to you. I could not kill you because you're my son. And there's a glimmer. There's a glimmer of something not terrible going on inside this dude. I'm interested to see how that blooms as we go forward.
Yeah, that's why
I hope there's more of that. We need more pathos.
We need more humanity for the nasty guys. Is cool.
Pure evil people are really boring, and I don't care about them. As are pure good people.
I can't think of any pure evil people in One Piece that are just.
Krieg. Don Krieg was pretty evil.
Yeah, he's just he's an asshole.
He did read those shits. I just reread it when I was doing Sanji. He is a bad guy. He does not do good things for good people. As soon as the Barati guy saved him, he immediately is like, oh, by the way, I'm going to kill all of you and take your ship now. Not a nice thing to do.
There are pirates. they are pirates. They're all crooks and vagabonds, but
I think I'm just going to say Ging is the worst character in the whole series. In my opinion, the worst. All right. But anyway.
Yeah.
Except maybe for Hody Jones was pretty bad too. Maybe? I don't know.
No, Hody Jones was alright.
He did seem to care about fishmen rights, so that's kind of a good thing, I guess. I don't know, whatever. So where were we? So Sanji he's flown the coop. He's out of there. He's like a bottle cap off of a shaken up glass of Pepsi.
Cola.
Yeah, he's gone. And he gets on the orbit ship. And by the way, I checked, and it was in fact the exact same ship that we see when we first see him.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got that giant wine bottle on the front that looks super goofy, but I really like it anyway. It's very classic Oda. And and then we just flash forward, I think, to
when
present day,
getting beaten up by these brothers again.
Yeah.
I didn't actually read this very intently. It's just sort of
it's hard to digest it after all the other shit.
Yeah.
Reiku's like, oh, didn't you know you were gonna, your shit was gonna get fucked up as soon as you decided to come back? And he's like, he's just like, fuck you, bitch. And I don't think he really says anything. And then the last page is like, by the way, yeah. And Luffy's fighting Cracker, and he is indeed, and didn't like you call it that he is in fact eating all the biscuits that guy is making, and he is really fat.
If I mentioned that, I can't remember.
Maybe
if
a commenter can tell us if Gabe called that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really funny. I like the fact that it's going a really stupid way.
That's how it should be, man. We need something to break up the the ebb and flow of serious to comedy. One Piece is really good at that, and that was a good way to end the chapter. Even though I don't care about their fight anymore, I just care about Sanji. Wham! So sad about Sanji.
So they've been fighting a lot. There's loads of biscuit parts everywhere. Luffy's been eating all of them. And apparently, according to Luffy, he says his stamina definitely isn't infinite, and you can see sweat drops on the guy's on the face. Yeah. So he could potentially eat all the biscuits that he can muster.
Oh my god! So people. Oh, you know what? It might have been on A that I read this. People were saying like this arc is really the place where like functionally for battle. Remember when after Water 7, Luffy developed a new ability, which was to sleep and eat at the same time. That was a power-up, like Gear Second equivalent to this ability. And now, could this finally be a payoff of his eating? Could finally be like something that lets him win combat situations.
I
it's
can't
so
believe
cool.
I wasn't really thinking about the fact that Luffy would probably want to eat everything. But he could eat the whole island, maybe.
It's made of cake, as far as we can tell. Man, I'm hyped. Now that, like Luffy has a unique skill that's great. That's perfect for this arc. I hope that something like actually meaningful kind of comes of that.
I think what's going to happen if he beats Cracker, and he probably will, by eating, he's going to be really full, and he's going to have a nap while the rest of the characters do all the interesting stuff, and then he's going to wake up to have the final battle.
Oh god, yeah, I can see that. Oh my god, what if the final battle between him and Big Mom is an eating contest? What if that's what it comes down to?
Holy
How
shit.
fucking hype would that be? Oh, I hope it happens. Please, Oda, do it. Please.
Imagine, if she's like, she's about to eat something she really wants, and then Luffy just arm stretches, grabs it, eats
oh
it.
my god!
And then she goes into a berserker rage, and that's what
she would kill everyone. Don't fuck with her, Luffy. Don't do it, my man. God. Okay, so I had one more point I wanted to make about the flashback, which was just that this flashback was. I have one thing I did very much enjoy about it, that it was mercifully short, because after fucking Watel D Law's fucking agonizing, like several volumes long flashback.
It was like 3 or 4 chapters in a row, I think.
I think this was like 3 chapters straight, and there'd been little bits before, but yeah, it's out of the way. We're done, and like we'll probably get little bits in the future. That's totally fine. I have no problem with that. But for God's sakes, Oda, he may have learned. This may be feedback from his editor. And, people response to the Law flashback, which I really just need to say. All that fucking flashback for a 2-bit bullshit character like Law, who we all know is not going to be that important eventually. He's going to go fuck off and do his own shit. Nobody likes Law. Nobody cares about Law. He's a piece of shit.
Think a lot of
Everybody
people do
hates
like
him.
Law.
Nobody likes Law. It's written in stone. He got the longest flashback in the fucking series. I'm still offended. I'm triggered by that shit.
I think he got the longest flashback because Oda, for some reason, like
he loves him, man. He loves him. No,
but the Don Flamingo arc was like also very long. It felt a bit too long. I think something was
totally
happening.
agreed. It was the longest arc by far in One Piece this far.
think
Everyone complains about Skypiea. Just Rosa,
like,
man.
He might have been stalling or something. Like he's told to keep it going because people liked it. I don't know.
I think he just kind of packed too much in there. Even cutting off half of the Straw Hats, it still took way too long.
Yeah.
Shit was crazy. But no matter. It's behind us now. We can move forward to more wonderful flashbacks like Sanji's mom and his great history. Oh, I can't wait to do Nami's history, where it turns out she was a princess abandoned in some war-torn nation where Bellemere picked her up, and turns out her parents were the richest guys ever, and they loved money, and everyone loved money where she was from.
Oh dear,
I hate One Piece. That's what I'm trying to say.
Which is that sounds
right?
plausible. I don't.
It does, doesn't it? Oda, you're a hack. 0 out of 10. One piece of shit. Would not read ever again. Okay, any closing thoughts for you? Yeah, I'm exaggerating, by the way. It wasn't that bad, but this is important stuff. If you're gonna fuck with Sanji's backstory, it's really important to do it right, or I'm gonna be annoyed. All right, that's my piece. What do you have to say about it?
I think it was vague, but you can take it in a good way. So I don't really mind it too much.
I'm a harsh critic. I have very high standards for One Piece, which I think it's earned. And when it disappoints, it's unfortunate. So we'll see. Maybe it's as you said, and we'll get more information later, which will make all my problems, go away. Like, remember at the end of Dressrosa, my favorite arc, when after I've been clamoring for years, why doesn't Doflamingo just use Parasite, control Luffy with strings? He does, which no one in the series had been able to break up to that point, and then Luffy just breaks him. Wow, great writing. Fantastic fucking writing. No, it's shit writing. Never do that again, Oda. All right, I've got nothing else to say. This has been very negative. I hate saying negative things about One Piece, but that's how I felt about this whole shit. Hopefully it gets improved, changed, more good stuff happen. If just good things happen next chapter, I won't worry about it anymore.
I feel like it's mostly done with the flashback stuff, and we're gonna get more Brook stuff next chapter. Brook and Pedro, and Chopper and the Carrot.
The dynamic duo. I feel like there's a Cheech and Chong joke to be made about Brook and Pedro, because we know that Brook is a partaker of the weeds, and Pedro looks like he might be down with the ganj as well.
Sure.
It's true. We saw Brook smoke a fat blunt in one of the movies. It was awesome. But anyway, all right. Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope, and if you guys have any different views on this, feel free to leave comments. I'll read them, because I want to know, man, what people think about this shit.
We both read them, because there's not that many comments. Nobody likes our show. True.
Nobody likes it, but I don't blame them, because it's shit.
Because it stars you.
It stars you. Hippo shit. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next chapter next week, if there is one, which there probably is. Bye-bye.